Hi everyone and welcome to another cook and chat video, and today I am making these absolutely luscious sticky toffee puddings while unveiling a dirty little secret. Most of the time I use scripts to do my cook and chat videos. That's right, I sit down for far too long and write really long scripts about whatever it is that I want to say or talk about that week. This doesn't include my how to cook recipe videos because all I do is tell you how to cook them, and these are really easy for me to do. But when I have an actual topic to talk about, I actually have to sit down and think what exactly it is I want to say because, I will be really honest with you guys, I am not a good speaker. I am in fact a copywriter, which is my day job, so it stands to reason that my skill with words comes with writing them and not actually speaking them. So to challenge myself today, I am working completely off-piste. There is no script, I'm not reading anything. All I did was decide on the topic for today, which is about facing your fears. How often have you really wanted to do something or thought, what if I try and do that? My life could be so much better, or I could have a lot of fun doing that. But then you don't do it because you talk yourself out of it because you're scared or you're not sure how it's going to go. Imagine how much more you'd achieve in life if you'd just go for it. I was talking to a friend one day about learning languages later on in life and how at school we're forced to do it and we kind of hate it because we have no choice. But later on in life, when we've matured a bit, we realise actually they're really useful and they're kind of fun to know as well. And then my friend told me she actually really wished she'd learned Italian. So I told her, why not start now? There are loads of free resources on the internet. Lots of YouTube videos to get started with, and you don't really have to spend any money on it. And she said, well, I'm really afraid of sounding stupid, to be honest, and I don't think I'd be able to learn as fast as I did when I was a kid. So I told her, mate, you've just given up before you've even started. And so many people do that, and I know I'm guilty of it too. Really wanting to do something, but then not even trying because you're scared of failure. And I think for a lot of people, myself included, it's a fear of looking foolish more than anything else. I use my scripts as a sort of crutch to stop myself from falling over in my words, but I fall over my words anyway. Even with a script, I have to re-record myself again and again because I trip over my words so often. Even now I'm doing it, you can kind of hear it because, like I said, I'm not a speaker. But I think we get too bogged down by being perfect and perfectionism. We want instant results. I think that's a very human nature. We want to see results now. Minimal work, results now. But what's easy to forget is nobody starts off as an expert. Everyone starts at the bottom. And sure, some people have more talent for some things than others. But even if you don't have a knack for doing something, you can often learn it. And the best way to learn isn't by being perfect right off the bat, isn't having a natural talent, it's by being rubbish. Yes, that's right, the best way to learn is to make mistakes. How many times did you fall over as a kid when you were learning to walk? That's more of a rhetorical question. I don't actually expect you to remember how often you fell over as a kid. That would be insane. My point being, no one just gets up one day as a baby and miraculously starts walking perfectly. We have a few bumps and scrapes along the way, and we learn how to walk as we do so. At least I'd hope so. I sometimes still trip over my own feet now, but let's not speak of that too much. But when you're a child, you don't care, do you? You just get on with things quite merrily. But I think that's one of the problems with growing up is the more mistakes you make and the older you get, the bigger the consequences, so the more stressed you are about really screwing up your life if you make a big mistake later down the road. And I guess because the consequences start getting really big, we start applying this do or die mentality to absolutely everything. But not everything has to be do or die, and just because we're all grown up now, that doesn't mean we are expected to be perfect. Newsflash, we're humans, we will never be perfect. But we can try to improve ourselves, and that means being willing to make a few more mistakes along the way. It's either that or getting comfortable with not changing anything in your life. And I saw a really good quote the other day. I don't know where I saw it, but it said, what you don't change, you choose. Probably saw it on Instagram, smacks of Instagram philosophy. But while preachy, it is kind of true, don't you think? And if you really think about it, it goes even further than that, because when you decide to change something, you have no idea what sort of amazing domino effect that's going to create and what other opportunities you're opening up for yourself in the future. Take for example my food blog tashcakes.com, which I launched around 2012. I almost didn't launch it because I thought that no one would want to read it, no one would be interested in my recipes, that I wasn't good enough, I didn't take good enough pictures, the blog market is overly saturated, so I'd be making a wasted effort anyway, etc, etc. If I had given in to all the negativity I was feeling and not launched tashcakes.com, then a couple of years later I would not have won a cooking competition where I had to publish a recipe on my blog that ended with me winning a trip to Japan, and I certainly would not have also opened an Instagram account which has ended up with me having lots of amazing opportunities and meeting lots of amazing people. Heck, I don't even think I would have gotten as far as I have as a copywriter now, because launching that blog gave me even more experience in my career and helped me further my skills. So had I given into the fear and not just gone ahead and launched my blog and decided not to do it after all, I would have effectively cancelled my own future before it had even begun. And even now I wouldn't say my blog's the best blog in the world. It's not great, it's alright, it does the job. It shows people my recipes, which is the main thing I want it to do, and it serves that purpose. But it's the other opportunities it's opened up for me that have really mattered. And you owe it to yourself to take any opportunities that come your way. Look, there's no crystal ball that can tell you what your future is. No one can tell you if you start something that you'll be a success at it, or that it will cause something else amazing to happen further down along the line. But if you don't do something, then it definitely won't happen. So you might as well try. Thanks for watching and or listening. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you didn't find it too ridiculous without my usual script. And of course, I hope you will join me again next week for my next video. You can find the full recipe for this lovely sticky toffee pudding on my blog tashcakes.com and find me on Instagram as tashcakes.tastes. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to see more. Comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular or talk about anything in particular, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Stay safe, be nice, and have a good week.